Tesla updates the maintenance program. We're still waiting on the app and Linux updates. Autopilot gains more features on Hardware 2 cars. And British Columbia sees some EV love. Here are your Tesla tidbits for February 6th, 2017. We kicked the week off at Electrek, where they report that the Tesla maintenance program is getting some new services added, but also some more price added. If you're not an owner and not familiar with them, Tesla recommends annual visits to the service center to check up on a variety of things with the car. From Tesla's own page, quote, "During your annual service inspection, our expert Tesla service team will take your vehicle through a bumper-to-bumper roof-to-wheel inspection. The wheels will be removed and tires will be rotated if necessary. A wheel alignment check is performed as well as an adjustment if necessary. Logs will be pulled and examined, all systems will be tested, and the temperature management system will be checked. The drive units will be serviced every fourth inspection, starting with the first annual service inspection. Your brakes will be inspected. If the brake pads are outside of recommended specifications, they can be replaced for an additional charge. Tread wear is inspected, and if new tires are needed, additional charges will apply. Please note that tire replacement is not covered as part of the annual inspection. Tesla maintenance plan, new vehicle limited warranty, or pre-owned vehicle limited warranty," end quote. With the new pricing, purchased individually and varying by model and equipped options, an annual visit can cost anywhere between $475 and $975 US. But Tesla sells pre-purchase plans for maintenance in 3 or 4 year options that can be purchased at any time within the first year or 12,500 miles of ownership. If you purchase the prepaid plan for 4 years, you get a break on the total cost of the service, which over the course of 4 years adds up to about $200 off the total cost of the visits. The new plan prices represent an increase of about 15% from the original 4-year price plan. Bear in mind, though, that they've added some services to go with this, such as that annual alignment check and tire inspection, as well as hardware updates for certain components of the car. In the grand scheme of things, $75 a year is a modest increase, but still good to know if you're in the market to buy the product. Moving over to Twitter, where Elon was on a tweet storm today, but of the political variety. This, however, didn't stop Twitter user @MacTechGenius from trying to eke some Tesla information out of Elon. He asked on when we might expect the elusive app and Linux kernel updates, and Elon responded saying, quote, "App update is about 2 weeks out. Linux kernel and browser update probably a month or so. Hardware 2 Autopilot has priority," end quote. While it's a bummer we're still waiting, I'd personally rather endure the delay than have a crummy experience with my car if I were an owner. I'll keep you posted on the situation as it changes. Speaking of updates, Electrek tells us the slow trickle of Autopilot updates has continued for those with Hardware 2 vehicles. AutoSteer now gets a bump to a 50-mile-per-hour limit, and now side collision warning has been enabled. This is still significantly handicapped compared to the experience of the Hardware 1 owners. But one thing to keep in mind is that Hardware 1 was on the car in stealth mode for a year before actually being released to the public. At this point, we're not even 5 months in with Hardware 2. Elon's already said they're being very cautious in releasing the updates, and as well they should be, considering the software is controlling 2.5-ton hunks of metal flying down the highway. I almost wonder personally if it would have been better to treat this the same way it was originally handled with Autopilot 1, but I can see the perception problem of buying a brand new car that doesn't have the features that older models have. But when you have this problem regardless, which is honestly worse? I think were I an owner, I'd rather just get the feature once it was truly ready, rather than getting a nearly useless feature. I can't honestly think of too much use for AutoSteer on a divided highway where exceeding 50 miles per hour disables the feature. Now, I fully admit this may be a bit of location bias, but I personally have no situations where that would be of any use to me. Lastly, we look to Canada for our final story. After Ontario showing Tesla some love, British Columbia got in on the act, according to CBC News. BC's Minister of Energy, Bill Bennett, announced Friday that trading in a car for an electric vehicle can now nab them up to $11,000, as well as $40 million in funding for other EV-related projects. A nonprofit society known as BC Scrap It currently offers $6,000 toward an electric vehicle purchase, and the addition of the Clean Energy Vehicles for BC program adds an additional $5,000 to bring the total potential benefit to $11,000. It's unclear how much this aids Tesla purchasers at this time, as there is a cap of $77,000 on the purchase price to receive any incentives. The article doesn't make it clear whether purchasing a used EV qualifies for the program. The other $40 million in investment is being put toward both public and residential charging infrastructure, job training in the zero-emission vehicle sector, and increasing public awareness of EV benefits. Check out the links to today's full stories in the show description. If you get some value out of the show, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. Thanks to super patrons John Waltower, Drew Schuyler, and Cookie UK for their support at the $10 plus level. If you have nothing to spare, it's no big deal. You can still support the show for free with positive reviews and by spreading word of the show. I appreciate your reviews and word of mouth immensely. If you have feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits. That's all for today. See you back here again tomorrow. Until then, keep it charged and hit the road.